Okay, all right. So once again, this is Andre English. I'm going live in one of our Facebook groups here, and pretty excited to share some information with you. Listen, this is going to be a relatively quick um, sort of overview of what we do, but also more importantly, we're going to take a little deep dive real quick into something called HFX, or what we like to call high frequency Forex, and talk about the power of that and how that can absolutely be beneficial for you and your family. And you know, for me right now, this has been a real game changer for those of you who know. Been trading now in the foreign exchange market primarily for about 18 months or so. Pretty excited about the amount of information that I've been able to learn about a lot of things that we've been able to accomplish, and more importantly, where we're going going forward. So, but within that, we came across really focusing in on the high frequency Forex side of things, or binary options. And it has been really exciting as sort of one of the vehicles that I'm using to build wealth. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy, especially when you have layered in with the foundation of market structure and price action, and really studying the foreign exchange market. I have been pretty excited about where binary options can take us. So if I'm excited about it, I've wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope it makes sense for you. So one of the things that I feel would be kind of necessary in this group is just to kind of give you guys a heads up as to where some of us have been able to get the training in order to really enter the market. And I think that's important, right? To be able to take the time to educate yourself so that you can make proper financial decisions for your family and have accurate thinking is a really profound and powerful thing. And so we, or several of us, not all of us, but several of us who contribute content into this particular Facebook group have been fortunate to have come across something called the I Am Mastery Academy. And what the I Am Mastery Academy does is it actually primarily focuses on educating you on how to successfully trade in the foreign exchange market. For you to come on board as what's called a retail trader and to be able to enter the market and be profitable consistently, okay? So the one thing I love about it is just an educational platform. And so pretty much I've been the type of person, you know, my background being that I do, or I have lectured, I own a company that lectures at colleges and universities across the country. I've had the great privilege for, you know, 15 years plus to have conversations with young people all around the country about economic empowerment, and particularly the focus is on entrepreneurship and building businesses. And so I understand the power of education. And because of that, whenever I look to take on something, I always look for one of two things. Is there a way I can educate myself on it, or is there a mentor or somebody that I can model as I learn? And so, you know, when I spent some time in the activist world, I was very fortunate to be connected to most of the people that you would read about from your history books. And they taught me a lot of skill set in developing that. When I opened my bodyguard company with my good friend Hank, what we did is we went and got training from professional bodyguards. We spent thousands upon thousands of dollars in order to go get training in order for us to develop that skill set. So for me, when we went into real estate, my family went into real estate, and we went into, we opened a title and a loan processing company. And so we did closings for people, and we did the loan processing. And so we would go and get courses on that, and then we would pay for extra study, and then you have to invest into the licensing and so forth. So in order to educate yourself is a constant habit of investing in yourself. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. If I want to become a trader and I want to get better at trading, that then I would go to an academy that teaches me how to trade. And I was fortunate enough to do some research and found this academy. So for me specifically, my journey into the desire of learning Forex came a couple years ago when I began to have some major health challenges, things around the autoimmune issues, things similar to that were mimicking things like lupus and MS. And I was just getting really, really sick, and it was taking me away from speaking and doing other things. It was financially impacting my family in a very negative way. In fact, to the point where that actually led to, my current situation where I'm a divorced single dad, right? And so because of those financial hardships, I knew that I wanted to find something that I could do that would provide two options for me. Either it would provide a way to create residuals, because I understood the power of residuals. My biological father, who I never met, was in movies. I have a good extended family, in the Black community, how we call people aunts and uncles, but they're not biologically our aunt and uncle. But I had a biological uncle and aunt, or excuse me, an extended family uncle and aunt who had started a record label in the 50s and 60s. They sold that record label to Capitol Records. They got residuals for their whole life off of the music that they had created. In fact, to this day, her estate still receives residuals off of Forrest Gump, because she has a song in Forrest Gump, and it's $15,000, $20,000 a year just from the times that it plays on TV or whatever it is. So I understood the power of residuals. I wanted to be able to create it. I knew that you could really only create it through some kind of talent or ability that you have, music, etc., writing, etc., or through business. And so I don't have a talent or ability in music or writing. So I said, okay, I got to do something potentially business-wise that would protect my family. And then I also said, but also if I could give them a skill set, if I could teach them something or have them learn something, so that whether I was here or not, whether the business shriveled up or not, they would have some kind of skill that they could always go into the market, and they could have the skill of figuring out a way to take $1 and turn it into 5. And so knowing that I was having those health challenges out of the blue, I began my search. And I found this company, and I'm grateful that I found the I Am Mastery Academy to educate me, because as I began to look, I was looking at other things that I could do to learn Forex, and just the cost of them, even if it wasn't prohibitive, it was sizable, right? Sometimes between $15,000 and $50,000 to invest in a course in Forex that would sometimes be a weekend course, sometimes it was a 6-month course, sometimes, and they were all really, really pricey. And now, that kind of investment in foreign exchange, if you can learn and master the skill in that kind of time, and you can actually be fruitful in the market, is a very small investment in order to pay big dividends. But the thing about it is that from my experience, and I'm thankful that I didn't go down that route, is that I would not have been able to learn what I needed to do to be profitable in just a 2 or 3 month period, or just a weekend course. When I look at people on YouTube and I look at certain sites, the thing about it is you can go there, but you can't ask questions. Like, you ask a question on a video and the YouTube person might get back to you like 3 months later. Well, that doesn't help me analyze the market. It doesn't help me understand what's going on right now that I'm looking at. And so, you can learn that way. It's just much more difficult. It's much more time consuming. It's much more a shot in the dark. And when I was thinking about my family and protecting my family, a shot in the dark wasn't going to do it for me. I needed something that I could pass on a skill set to my son. I could pass on a skill set to my now ex-wife, and that I could pass on a skill set to my daughter, who's now only 5 years old, who I could potentially allow them to benefit going forward for the rest of their life. And so that was my thinking as to why I chose I Am Mastery Academy. When I got into the academy, I found that it was way more than that. Okay, I'm incredibly grateful, because the cost of participating in our academy is $235 or as high as $395 or something like that, $375. And then there's a monthly tuition. There's an ongoing tuition of $175 or $275, whatever it may be that you choose. And the only difference between those different things is just, do you want access to all three different forms of education in crypto and the Forex space, or do you just want to dive into one particular thing, learn that, master that, and then roll into each different academy? And that's it. You can either get all at one time, or you can just go piece by piece. And so for me, it just made sense because I know the cost of education, right? I know that $295 or even $235, whatever it is considerably less than 1 credit hour at a university. 1 credit is considerably less. It's considerably less for a year, not only paying that and also having your full monthly subscription. It's less, considerably less than a year at community college. And we all know that most of us, our degrees at community college are not going to really pay off for us big. Neither are the degrees at the 4-year university in terms of ROI, return on investment, compared to the student loan cost, the interest that you pay on student loans, what you earn, etc. Usually it's not ROI positive. So when I began to understand that and I looked at this, I was excited. I was excited about the fact that I could get in and I could get a comprehensive education. And then when I looked at what I was getting versus some of those more expensive platforms and those more expensive courses, I was getting a much more robust and profound educational system, educational style, educational access, mentorship access, guidance. I was getting so much more over here. So I'm just giving you that background. I'm really not trying to sell you on our academy. I'm just telling you what my thought process was on why I got started learning, so that I can bring you up to speed on why I'm so excited now, in particular about what we're doing with HFX. So that's really where I'm going with that, why I gave you sort of that understanding. So I was able to jump into our academy. And like I said to you, our academy, once I got started, I realized that it was so much more than just the academy. So with the academy, whether it's Forex, whether it's the binary options academy, or whether it's the cryptocurrency academy, whichever academy you jump into, you're going to have a set of videos that's going to allow you to sort of jump in and be a part of those videos and those conversations, right? At anytime you want. They're usually, the videos are usually like 4 minutes long to 8 minutes long. As you go on from the 100 series, 200 series, 300 series, as you get a little further in, some of them are a little longer. They're going to walk you through essentially the very beginnings of things. They're going to walk you through, what is Forex? What is high frequency Forex? They're going to walk you through the basics of blockchain technology if you're in the crypto academy. They're going to walk you through, and they're going to take you all the way along sort of the journey from basic concepts all the way to very advanced concepts. All right. So with that being said, it's really convenient. You can put it around your schedule. For me as a single dad, I can watch videos when she goes to sleep. You understand what I'm saying? I can educate myself in the morning. I could, if I was working a job, I don't work a job, but if I did, I could pop in 2 videos on my lunch break. I could, right? There's so many different ways in which I can tailor the educational process to my lifestyle. And so that was great, and that was convenient. But then we also have the go live section, and that's really where the secret sauce is that we actually have a go live section, and that go live section is where we actually have educators who are going to basically serve as instructors, mentors, etc. And what I like about it is we have enough of them, over 100 of them, so that there's always constantly a schedule that fits yours. And there's usually more than one educator that you have to choose from, so you're not stuck sort of with a teacher that you don't like. So you can begin to find people that fit your style, that resonate with you, whose teaching style helps you understand. And so that's absolutely fantastic. And what I love about that, which was different than going on YouTube, etc. Naila, shh. going on YouTube and finding videos on my own and doing stuff like that is that as I'm learning, I can now take my lessons directly to the live trading environment. Okay, so I can take my lessons directly to a professor who's on trading live, and they're looking at things, they're marking up charts, they're doing stuff in the live market, and I can take my foundational knowledge that I got from the videos and I can begin to ask questions and 10x my understanding based on someone who has gone into the market and proven that they can get 6, 7, and sometimes even 8 figures already out of the market, and I can begin to learn in a live environment from them. Absolutely exciting. So with all that being said, that gave me great comfort. But what came with it is the community of people and the larger wealth conversations that I didn't know that I was getting access to. I didn't know that I was going to get access to all these different people with all these expertise from all these different fields who would freely share their knowledge with us. I didn't know that I was going to be able to access Randy and Wanda Webb and be able to access their extensive real estate background from not only flipping properties, but also holding properties, and now moving into commercial real estate and big multi-unit apartment complexes. And I didn't know I was going to be able to have access to where I could ask them any question that I wanted and what type of loan and what I needed to do and how do I need to structure my deals. And I didn't know I was going to get that access. I didn't know that I was going to have access on the real estate side to someone like Matthew Levy, who's actually in this group right here, who was going to be able to give me his knowledge and offer his expertise from his ability to have flipped houses for the last couple years. I didn't know that I was going to be able to get access to why we buy oil wells and what do we do with other things. I didn't know that we were going to be buying into silver and gold and hedging against the economy. I didn't know that outside of Forex, we were going to get a wider knowledge on the whole money system and how that type of stuff works and how banking works and how the whole system is put together. I didn't know I was going to get access to people like some of the best tax accountants in the world who are part of our organization, who happen to do taxes for people like Tony Robbins and all these different, right? I didn't know I was going to get access to all of that type of stuff as I began to come into this community, but I did. So that larger wealth conversation, that understanding of some people who have invented products and gone through the patenting process, some people who own franchises, some people, right? That wider wealth conversation has been invaluable because the idea of Forex and the idea of investing is one for you invest for the long term, but Forex isn't always a long-term investment. Forex really provides itself as a cash cow that allows you to really diversify into a lot of long-term investments. And that's what's exciting. All right. The wealth community is exciting. So I came on here not to brag on our academy, but our academy is super dope. So I had to say something. But I really came on here to kind of show you some cool things about the foreign exchange market and sort of what our academy actually does. So what I've done real quick is I've just gone ahead and just popped into what is our academy. As you can see here, in our academy, you have all kinds of different things. You can enroll in different stuff. I'm an elite member, so I have all 3 different academies that we have. And oh, by the way, we do have an academy coming out soon that is going to educate and teach about drop shipping. And so you can jump into any of these different academies as you begin to jump in. Let's see here. You can see this is the FRX Academy, and you can see this is the Basic Forex Academy, and it's literally going to walk you through what is Forex. That's the second video. It has tests along the way that you can take. It's gamified. You can win badges. You can win stuff. It's going to walk you all the way through what is a PIP, how do you do your lot size, how do you set a pending order, what are pending orders. It's going to go ahead and give you different types of things that you can participate in: margin, analysis, time zones, entering a trade on both Android and iPhone. How do you do that? How do you calculate your stop loss so that you can mitigate your risk? How do you set up your charts? What are support and resistance? What are trends? How do you draw support and resistance? What is price action? Do you see pullbacks? All this stuff, how to do Fibonacci's, how to develop a trading plan. What is your confirmation checklist so that you're not entering a trade willy-nilly? What is a continuation pattern? How do you know when you're in a price reversal zone? Different types of things: pivot levels, Bollinger Bands, EMAs, market geometry, and the list goes on and on and on. Introductions to Elliott waves. What are harmonics and how do you use a harmonic scanner? What are the different patterns within a harmonic scanner? All of these different educational videos right here. See, it's walking you through from an entry-level education all the way into a 4-year kind of education, except you don't have to take 4 years, you don't have to take 4 months, you could take 4 days, you could take 4 weeks, you could take whatever you need in order to process this information. We also have over here, we have another academy, and this is the one I'm excited about right now, and what I came on to share with you is this High Frequency Academy. Now look at this, this academy is actually even more robust. Is even more robust. Let's go ahead and enroll, even though we're already enrolled. Let's go ahead here. This academy is even more robust than the previous academy. And so you can see here, it's going to walk you through some of the basics, right? Some of the basics that you were able to get in the other academy. But as you go through the videos, as you get through here, you're going to get into 30 so videos, and all of a sudden it starts to move into another academy that's going to educate you on different things. And why these first videos are important is because if you had joined our academy with just the HFX, you need to still have a basic understanding of Forex. And so the first, third of the videos within the HFX Academy are going to give you the foundational bricks that you need to be able to succeed in the binary option space, because the binary option space is a little bit different than regular Forex. You don't need as robust an educational platform on just foreign exchange pairs and Fibonacci tools. You don't need as much of that in order to trade and succeed in the high frequency Forex space. So this is a great educational spot. It's going to give you a lot of foundations, but it's going to teach you how to be able to go into the binary option space and be able to get in here and get a lot of success potentially, right? Past results don't guarantee future success. The one thing again about our company is they don't touch any of your money. They don't trade any of your money for you. You can't get an educator. You can't get anybody to make the trades for you. You have to make them yourself. We don't pick or decide a broker for you. You decide a broker on your own, right? And so you do all those things on your own. But what you have is the education, you have the support, you have questions that you can ask, and occasionally you also have trade ideas. And with that trade ideas, we also have strategies. And this is another really cool thing about the HFX market. Okay, because within the HFX market, when we come down here, if I go to the HFX Academy, we have this program called Hourglass. And Hourglass is an app that you can get. It's a strategy. And what happens is, boom, you go to Hourglass here. And what happens is within Hourglass, there's something called Cash Trap. Now, this has been incredibly successful of identifying when you should enter a trade in the HFX binary space. And it's literally as simple as that arrow giving you an idea of when you should enter the trade. Literally, if you follow the arrows, you're going to win probably over 80% of your trades just by following the arrows. Now, there are other analyses that you can make when you learn the cash trap strategy with Mr. Matty Pips, but just entering on the arrow on the time frame that it suggests that you should enter in would allow you to be profitable in this space. It is literally as simple as pressing a buy or sell button in the binary options space. And so this is a really, really cool thing. Our academy provides this for our HFX students, and it's some of our strategies are extra add-ons that you can add on for students of different academies. And different things. There's all kinds of products that you can begin to add on. All of these products come with the elite package for those of you who have that, but you can begin to see that there are a lot of different things that we have that we provide for our customers, for our students, okay? So that being said, why am I excited about HFX? Well, let's look at it. Right now, you're looking at the Forex news. All right, that's Forex Factory, but let's go off of that. Here's why. Because over here, I'm in a currency pair. This currency pair is actually very lucrative. It's called US 30. It's basically trading against the Dow. Okay, and so this currency pair is cool. But what I'm really excited about is coming over here into this particular area. Now, right here, what we have is we have something called pocket option. This is a very easy binary options platform where you can get a free demo account. That's the reason why I brought you here. This is not the place that I trade, and what I'm showing you here is a demo account. It is not a real account or real money, but what you can do here is you can easily set up a demo account, and for most binary options sites that trade the binary options or high frequency Forex, you usually have to create a real account, sometimes even fund money into your real account before they'll allow you to create a demo and practice. And so what I wanted to do is provide you guys with an option where you can come in here and you can look at this and you can begin to practice how to trade the binary options. And so, or the high frequency Forex. So what happens here is it's got some really cool functions, okay? So you come over here and you can actually see the different currency pairs that they're currently listed as being traded. And now look at this. If you come up here, you have CAD JPY, that's Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen. It's saying that if you win that trade, it's going to pay 80% of whatever it is that you took as a trade. So if you took a trade for $10, you would win $8 on that particular trade. So when you won, it would return you back $18, okay? Your 10 plus the 8 that you won, all right? And you see that there's different prices on different things. And you can see that it's very, very easy to come in here and identify currently what is going to be the most profitable opportunity for you. So if we look at CAD JPY, we can pull that up. When we come over here, you can see that we can do draws, we can mark up charts, we can do other things that we might want to do. We also have indicators that we can use here. You see there's a bunch of indicators that are available that you can go ahead and pick in order to help set up your charts the way that you're most comfortable. And then over here is our time frame, which is what time frame of chart that we're currently looking at. So if we are looking at the 1 minute, the 2 minute, 3 minute, 5, 10, 15, 30 hour, all the way up to the daily chart you can look at, and that's completely up to you. So as you begin to come in here and understand how this moves, you'll then come over here and you see what we have here is what we have as our purchase time. So that means that if I were to enter a trade right now on this particular chart, let's go ahead and say I'm going to go ahead and enter a trade for a buy. What happens is I have basically a minute. In this case, it was 31 seconds because of the time that I entered the trade. But you have basically on the minutes clock in order for me to win that trade. So all that has to happen for me to win that trade is you see that I have a strike point. That's why I struck the trade. And as long as that trade were to close above that point, I would win the trade. Now, one of the options that you have in a real trading account that you don't have here on pocket options is you could roll the trade. So in this case, boom, I moved into profit. I was 1 pipette ahead of where I entered my price, and I just won $80 on a $100 trade. Just that fast, folks. Just that fast. Happened right in front of you. All I did was base some basic analysis. I have a Bollinger Band. I have a couple MA lines, and I was able to understand that when price gets outside of the band, it likes to move back into the band. That was simple analysis. That came from my understanding of the Forex Academy. I have a support and resistance line right here that price is currently bouncing off of on the 3-minute chart. And that's what caused me to begin to enter that trade, okay? That's why I entered that trade as a buy versus as a sell. I didn't do much more analysis than that, and normally I would, but I just wanted to be able to provide an opportunity for you to see how easy it is. Here again, we're close to outside. I would enter a buy, okay? If price moves down a little bit as the next candle opens, I got 58 seconds. It's moved down. It's right back at my entry price. Now I'm in profit. Okay, I'm in profit right now. Why did I enter a buy? Because price was at this support level. Price was outside my band when I entered it, and I entered a buy. Okay, so I would do more analysis normally, but I'm just trying to show you how easy this process could potentially be for you to walk into the market and make money. Now let me show you what else they have, because this is important. They also have cryptocurrencies. Again, each broker is going to have different currencies that they focus on. Okay, right now Bitcoin is available. It's only paying out 40%, probably something I wouldn't trade, but if you're into Bitcoin, you could trade it. They have commodities. Okay, so you look at right now, What they're trading is US crude, which is oil, silver, and gold. You can get in here and you can trade those as well. You see, I just ended up losing that particular trade right there because price moved down. All right, just giving you an example of just how this works. All right, and then here's the other thing that's really exciting, folks, is you can also come over here and you can trade stocks. So you got American Express, Bank of America, all these different companies, Johnson & Johnson, all these blue chip type of stocks that are available. And for most people, what are they doing right now? Most people are going to these fintech technology apps, things like Robinhood, things like Acorn, things like all these different little apps, right? Where they can do sort of fractional ownership of a stock. And this is what makes our foreign exchange so powerful, folks. Here I am, this is American Express. And American Express right now is trading at $95.88, okay? If I were to buy $10 worth of a fractional share of this, I'm just getting a small fraction. I'm hoping for it to go up in price. And eventually, over time, I'm hoping to contribute enough where I actually have 1 full share, 2 full shares, 3 full shares. I'm hoping that over years, the price of American Express will rise and I'll have accumulated enough shares that it will make enough difference when I go forward. Now look at this. I can still come in here and do the same thing. This is American Express, but now I'm on high frequency Forex. I entered it because it was outside of the Bollinger Band. I didn't do any other analysis. And now all of a sudden, instead of having to do a fractional share of this stock, I was able to make money on the same stock immediately the same day and at a higher return. So right now I put $100 in. If I win this trade, I would win $92. So I would almost double my initial purchase. So think about this. If I had $100, how long will it take for American Express to double if I own 1 share at $95? How long would it take for that share to double all the way up, right? How long would it take? So I won that share. How long would it take to double it? I might be holding on to that share for years before it doubled. I just doubled my share amount in 1 trade. Now, for those of you who don't want to have to continually buy little fractions and little fractions, you could come in here, educate yourself first, understand what's going on, get some kind of understanding of how the market is moving, get an education from a quality education, come in here, learn from Matty Pips, and you could get in here and you could be making money on the same stocks, that you want to buy in your other account. And instead of having to buy fractional shares, you can begin to make enough money to buy 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 shares at a time. That way you can still do both. You can still have the long-term ability of the stock market to go up and continue to gain and give you some peace of mind over time, but you can begin to get profit because foreign exchange and high-frequency Forex is a completely different beast, folks. This is a wonderful, wonderful option for people. I hope this example made sense. Again, we were just flipping through, just showing you a few different things that you could do with the high-frequency Forex market. You can then begin to use these different types of things. Again, cryptocurrencies. Trading cryptocurrency is so much more powerful in the foreign exchange market than it is to actually own the currency. Let me say that again. Am I against owning the currency? No. I'm not against owning the currency. That's not what I'm suggesting. But when the price moves up, you own, let's say Ripple. If you own right now, Ripple's not paying. But if you own Bitcoin and you own 1 coin at $8,000 and you're hoping, or maybe you own 10 coins, maybe you had enough money to buy 10, 15 coins, and you're hoping that it goes from 8,000 to 16,000 so that you double your money. That process of going from 8,000 to 16,000 though, if you were to be able to trade a $1 lot size, a 50-cent lot size, whatever it might be on your Bitcoin, you could have made 10-fold that money on the way of it going up. You can scalp it as it goes up and comes back down. You don't have to ride the emotional roller coaster. What I recommend if you're buying cryptos anyway is you're buying the hold, and you just go ahead and treat them like kind of your stock and let them go up over time and not even worry about them. But if you're buying and hoping that the cryptocurrency is going to go up and you're going to cash out and this and that, you're going to be on the emotional roller coaster. You might as well be trading that in the foreign exchange market, because in the foreign exchange market, you're going to be able to make money as it goes up and goes down and goes up and goes down. And you're going to be able to make 10, 20, 100 times what you made just by holding on to the coin. For those of you who want to have money to buy full Bitcoins, trade it in the foreign exchange market. Pay yourself out of the foreign exchange market in Bitcoin. Hello? Hello? Take your profits from your broker and pay it to yourself into your crypto wallet in Bitcoin. Hello? Folks, the foreign exchange market is where it's at. If you don't know that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do to convince you, but what you're doing is not the smartest way. There's a reason why the foreign exchange market is almost $7 trillion a day liquid currency, and the stock market isn't. There's a reason why the foreign exchange market is so huge. There's a reason for it. It's because that's where a lot of wealth is created. So folks, I hope this made a lot of sense. I don't want to take too much more of your time. We probably went longer, way longer than I wanted to. Gave you a little bit of a background, gave you a little bit of insight into the academy. Let me go ahead and stop my screen share. Again, that was a demo account. It wasn't real. It was just showing you. And the reason why I showed you that account specifically is because it's an easy place for you to go. Pocketoption.com for you to go and create a demo of your own. Okay. That's my time for today. Hope it made sense for you guys. Again, HFX is where it's at. If you want some more information, feel free to leave a comment down below. We'll make sure that we get you information. You want to get plugged into an academy. It's $235 to get started one time for the HFX Academy. It's $175 a month. That will allow you to continue your education on a month-to-month process. It is not like a regular educational institution where you have to pay the whole year or the whole semester in advance, and whether you quit and stop, you don't ever get to receive any of that money back. It is literally a month-to-month process. A month-to-month process. You should love that, because what that means is every month our wealth community needs to prove to you that we're going to continue to bring value. Our academy needs to continue to grow and get better and add more value to your life. So it is an absolute amazing win-win for you and for us as an academy, because we're all looking to win together. Okay? Hope that makes sense, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Ain't great.